So for Christmas, my mom got me a very deliberate present. You see, for a couple years before that, I had a toaster that was Hello Kitty. It was white, it had a giant Hello Kitty face on the side, and it toasted a tiny face of Hello Kitty into the side of your bread, or Eggo, or Pop-Tart, or whatever you were trying to toast. Well, it didn't toast her face in there, it toasted everything else but the shape of Hello Kitty's face, which really is a cool idea, but when you think about it, and you really just want toast, you don't want like mostly toast and then part of not toast. It's very weird, and it also, after multiple years of use, became very spotty, and so the latch that would hold the toast down did not like to work all the time. And unfortunately, a giant box that has a toaster would not fit in my suitcase, and so I just got my Christmas toaster today, January the 20th. Check that out. I could put 2 regular slices of bread in side by side, or I'm about to show you something awesome. I have this long panini bread that is frozen. Let's check this out. In a regular toaster, this wouldn't fit, but this one, holy crap. And there it is, it's on. I will click the frozen toast button. We're gonna see how this turns out. The toast is done. I've discovered, because I was just sitting here right by my sink putting my dishes away as I was waiting for my bread to toast, and it beeps when it's done toasting, like a microwave. It made me jump almost out of my skin. I wasn't expecting it. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to toast the shit out of something right now. Shit's about to get real. Thanks, Mom.
We forever are. We are magic, magic, magic.
So you know what I haven't done in a while? In my past KEGMTL videos, there are a lot of gaps that I've left, and certainly in a lot of the... I know my KEGMTL videos are usually pretty long because I'm very long-winded and I want to cover a lot of information, but even I have to cut a lot out, and I have to cut parts of myths and stories out that I just can't keep in. So I wanted to do some housekeeping, fill in some blanks probably, and just to, these are all probably things you already know, but I want to just cover them and make sure that you guys know really for reals what's going on here. So picking up from the creation of the universe and the War of the Titans, I went over some of the Titans, like Cronus and Rhea, who are Zeus's parents. They gave birth to the first generation of gods. Zeus obviously is Lord of the Sky, Poseidon of the Sea, Hades the Underworld, Hera of marriage and married ladies, Hestia is the hearth and the home, and Demeter is harvest. And from then we have the next generation of gods, mostly that are populated by Zeus's philandering. First we have Athena, who's born only of Zeus, and Athena was born just when Zeus had a headache one day, jumped out of his head, fully formed in battle armor. Athena, goddess of battle strategy and wisdom, and probably 1,000 other things. See, the Titans that weren't Cronus and Rhea procreated and had kids too, and they're never referred to as gods. I think they're just other assorted immortal beings. They're not known as, they're not part of the set Greek pantheon. They're not a part of the gods that were worshipped. They were just other people in tales. I don't think they really quite count as gods, immortal beings. So this one named Leto, L-E-T-E-O, like Jared Leto, Zeus had an affair with her. Leto gave birth to twins known as Artemis and Apollo. Artemis is the goddess of the hunt, and Apollo is the god of music and poetry, and I think he was god of like the sun and everything. Apollo is a god of like 10,000 different things. Zeus and Hera only had a couple kids together. They had Ares, the god of war, and the other one is Hebe. You don't hear about Hebe a lot. It's H-E-B-E, and she's the goddess of youth, often referred to as the cupbearer of the gods. She's never really in any stories. She's just kind of there. The god Hephaestus, Hera got so mad that Zeus is going around having all these immortal children, and Zeus had even formed a couple of kids all on his own, like Athena popped out of his head, and you could even just say that Dionysus was all his own because Dionysus's fetus was carried to term in Zeus's thigh. So somehow Hera got pregnant without Zeus. I mean, she's a goddess. Shit can happen, and she gave birth to Hephaestus, who was seriously got the shitty end of the stick, and he was really super deformed and was kind of an outcast. But he's the god of building things and the forge and fires and everything. Another story for why Hephaestus was so deformed and just ugly was that when he was born, Zeus thought he was so heinous looking that he threw him off of Olympus. Zeus really is kind of a son of a bitch. Hermes is the son of Zeus and Maia is the daughter of Atlas. Atlas is the one whose job it is to hold the sky and the ground apart. That's his job. He holds the sky on his shoulders forever and ever and ever. Before he had to do that, he had kids, and Maia was one of his daughters. Zeus and Maia had a thing and produced Hermes as the god, the messenger god. He's the one that, you know, with the winged sandals. And Zeus got down with his other sister Demeter, and Demeter gave birth to Persephone. Persephone is the one that was kidnapped by Hades, Zeus's brother, and brought down into the underworld. And, you know, stuff about eating pomegranates, and the reason why that we have winter for so many months is because Demeter is mourning the fact that Persephone has to spend that time in the underworld with Hades. And so Demeter, the goddess of the harvest, obviously is going to make all the crops die and be really cold and unpleasant. And then there's Aphrodite. People always say that Aphrodite is the goddess of love, was born out of sea foam in the sea. And there's that famous picture where you have naked Aphrodite in the shell and everything like that, sea foam. The version that I've heard that I really like, if you refer back to my video about the creation of the universe according to the ancient Greeks, you remember that Cronus, Zeus's father, in order to take power from his dad Uranus, castrated him, emasculated him. And when he threw those bits into the sea, the castrated bits that were removed from his body into the sea, whatever was left in there spilled out into the sea, and that is what Aphrodite was formed from. Anywhere you read anything else that Aphrodite was born of was born of sea foam, that's the sea foam they're referring to. So yes, so we referred to the punishment of the Titans, and Atlas is the one that has to hold up the world. And there's Prometheus, and Prometheus is the name Prometheus means forethought, and so he's really just a smart guy. The whole reason why the Greek gods won the war against the Titans was that Prometheus, really thinking things through and knowing things, changed sides and started fighting on the side of the gods. The gods had created man and humans down on Earth, and they were off doing their dramatic stuff, and they weren't really paying attention to humans. They were just kind of like these big, like, lumbering around, no fire, no nothing, just bumping into each other and being generally stupid. Prometheus is the one that decided to take fire from the gods and give it to mankind. And Zeus was pissed. Zeus was super pissed. So his punishment he devised for Prometheus, which is super shitty because they're the whole reason that the gods even won the war with the Titans in the first place. But stupid, slutty Zeus decides to, I don't know what slutty Zeus has to do with his punishment, but he's a big whore. He chains Prometheus to the side of a giant mountain. Every single day, a gigantic bird has to fly at Prometheus and tear out his liver and then fly away. And then somehow, I don't know how it forms, like he just heals himself, and his liver magically grows back, and then come around the next day, the giant eagle comes and it tears out Prometheus' liver again. And this is just forever. This happens forever. It's a part of the Hercules myth that Hercules, as when he was atoning for, you know, just completely hating himself and trying to save everything and make up for the fact that he made bad decisions sometimes when he had rage blackouts, that Hercules found the mountain where Prometheus was chained up and Hercules let him go, which that's very nice of him because that's a sucky existence, especially when you've done the guy a favor, and you've really done mankind a favor too, because now people are able to build civilizations and worship the gods and sacrifice to them and everything. Anyway, Zeus is an idiot. Prometheus is awesome. Team Prometheus. Oh my God, there's so much more little stuff I could cover, but I've got to cut it there. So there's that for you. I hope that filled in some blanks. I hope you have a better, clear vision of the entire pantheon of Greek gods, the different little subgroups of other immortal people. That's all I have for you today. So I'm gonna get to editing this video, and yes, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my session of toasting. I hope you enjoyed my keg middle, and I hope everyone's had absolutely wonderful weeks, and I will talk to you all soon. I love you a lot. Bye. Mwah.